This movie is directed by Bill Lustig. I think it's still to this day the last film he directed. It's the movie that killed his career.
It really is.
As a filmmaker. And make no mistake about it, Bill Lustig, if you go back to the interview we did with him a couple of years ago, he's not a fan of this movie at all. But I'm supposing this is a film that Blue Underground just owns outright and decided to release it on Blu-ray because they're doing a lot of the re-releases of all the stuff that they've had special edition DVD of on Blu-ray disc. So this is Uncle Sam, and it's a film that came out in 1997, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And another one, oddly enough, in 97, we were talking about Event Horizon. This one came out. I remember seeing this one in video stores and being like, oh, that looks really stupid. And the movie really is kind of stupid. I mean, the whole plot is about this kid, Jody, who always has been idolizing his deceased uncle that had passed on in the original Gulf War.
Uncle Sam.
Yeah, Uncle Sam. And they recently found his remains over there, and right around the same time, the 4th of July, they decide to have a ceremony, I guess, or they're going to, it never really comes to be, at his sister's house, which Jody is is her son. And lo and behold, Uncle Sam rises from the grave and dons Uncle Sam outfit, of course, and decides to go on a killing spree on 4th of July.
There's several things that are hilarious about the way that he comes across that outfit, because there's like a guy on stilts that has the Uncle Sam outfit on that's a peeping Tom that's going around like peeping on all the women in the neighborhood, and like he kills him and steals that outfit. It's like, what? That's how he got the fucking outfit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I mean, and then, like, there's a whole other plot, like, where they're explaining to Jody that his Uncle Sam isn't as great as he thinks. You know, he was a really abusive person growing up, and really abusive towards his sister and his wife, which is also they feature in the movie.
There's a lot of shit going on in this movie, though. Like, I didn't really realize the first time I watched it how many different, like, ideas are going on in this movie. Like, for instance, Isaac Hayes is a Korean War veteran in this film, but he's like the war veteran that's all like, nobody's a hero. The only people that people consider heroes are the ones that are fucking really crazy and like sadistic and run out when they should be trying to save their lives. They're running out, into the middle of the battles and stuff. And he's like the real men and women that were in wars are like trying to survive through the war. So there's that idea going on. And then there's this is one that I didn't remember at all, but until I had to rewatch it, the idea of the kid that's blind, that like is in the wheelchair, that is being like burned up.
They just really throw that out there.
Like, that comes in at the middle of the movie. Like, you have no idea. There's this kid that shows up that PJ Souls is like his mom.
Yeah, and she's in it for like, 5 minutes?
Yeah, and he's like been killed, or he hadn't been killed. He's been like severely burned from a fireworks accident, and he's blind now. And so for some reason, Uncle Sam's got like this fucking telekinetic link to him or something where he's like, I'll make them feel all your pain and all this shit.
What's funny too is, and when you're talking about bad acting, oh man, like this movie throughout the entire movie, especially the kid that plays Jody, is like, where did they actually hold auditions for this movie?
I think they just got that kid because he was creepy looking. Like, he was really, really pale and his eyes were all like really, really blue and shit.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
He's
a horrible, horrible actor, as is the blind kid playing a blind kid. My God.
The first thing I noticed about that kid is that's one of the worst makeup jobs. They just slap shit on the side of his face.
What's funny, too, I don't know if he made this as a joke or what. I don't know if you caught up on this. Is his dad is always handing him stuff, and he's always just grabbing it. But he's supposed to be blind. He's like, oh, yeah, take that.
And he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's handing like popcorn. Oh, good. And then there's one time where I think he says something, though, like, who's that guy over there? Talking about that Uncle Sam guy. But I think that this movie could have dealt with a lot of these or was at least trying to deal with a lot of really like serious issues, but it just never works because there's way too much silly shit going on throughout the entire movie that kind of overshadows the important stuff.
I think it was in dire need of like a good special effects artist as well.
Yeah, that's another thing too. There's not any real good kill.
Yeah, and you've got to have that in a slasher movie, and that's essentially what Uncle Sam tries to be, is a slasher film. But it just, on the makeup side of things, it just doesn't work out. Like had they had gotten like Savini or somebody back, it probably would have improved the movie quite a bit, actually. But yeah, I mean, Uncle Sam is like one of those movies. It's like, how many horror movies can you watch on 4th of July? There's not a lot. And there's Uncle Sam is always like every few years. I'll go back and check it out. And I don't hate the movie. I really don't hate the movie. I actually think that it's, for some reason, it's got some sort of charm to it, to me. I mean, maybe it's the fact that it's just so poorly made. I don't know. And maybe it could be the fact that it's one of those rare movies that came out like this.
In 97.
In the Scream era, which this is totally unlike Scream by any means. So, I don't know. I mean, I didn't hate it, though. I always get a kick out of seeing the movie again, and it's sort of one of those that's bad in a good way, I would say.
Yeah, it's just one of those movies that every time I watch it, I don't really ever have any desire to go back and watch it again. It's just there, and it's not great. It's just a mediocre slasher film. It's got a very low production value. Had a good idea. Like, I think it had a good central premise that just like, they tacked on 1,000 different ideas into it that kind of fucked up the whole thing. Because the central theme of this movie is he kills people that are unpatriotic. Yeah. That's the main thing, but it's like, if they just stuck with that and not add all that other crap into it, like with the blind kid and like Isaac Hayes and all that stuff, it could have been, a lot better.
You notice they also had the guy that was that played George W. Bush, and That's My Bush.
Oh, really?
Did you see him?
Was he the teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that now.
It's kind of funny. But you also have, William Smith was in this, that was in Fast Company, and Robert Forster was actually in it as well.
He was like a senator or something.
Yeah. As well as P.J. Souls, who we mentioned. I think, Bo Hopkins is in it as well. So it's got some pretty, and actually he along, Bill Lustig directed, and Larry Cohen actually wrote it.
Mm-hmm. It's hard to believe.
Anyway, yeah. Extras on this include audio commentary with Bill Lustig, writer Larry Cohen, and producer George Braunstein. Second audio commentary with Lustig and Isaac Hayes, that must have been done years ago because he passed on a few years ago. Stunts with audio commentary by stunt coordinator Spiro Radzotis. Deleted scenes, gag reel, theatrical trailer, and poster and still galleries. What do you think of the Blu-ray, Uncle Bill?
Well, I'm going to be really honest. This was one of the only Blu-rays that I can think of where I really didn't ever even notice it was a Blu-ray. Like, it looked like, I would imagine, like the same as a DVD to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's, for one thing, it's a low-budget movie.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised they even shot this on film, to be honest with you, but I guess in 97 that was
I've heard it had many options.
Early era of like digital video. It's not a bad transfer, but yeah, I mean, it's like, how good do you expect it to look? It's probably the best that Uncle Sam's ever looked.
It is definitely the best Uncle Sam will ever look.
Most pristine, cut of the movie.
If you have to like own the best version of Uncle Sam, then you got to get that.
Well, this is definitely one of those. I'm sort of confused as to why they would hurry and release this on Blu-ray, but whatever. Uncle Sam is a fine movie to watch 4th of July weekend, horror movie, patriotic horror film, I guess. So
yeah, he pisses on the ocular cavities of those who would disgrace the country.
And it is a good idea. It's a good idea for a slasher. It just isn't executed as well as you would think.
No,